After 5 decades of chasing, recording and riding behind them, my opportunity to drive a Class 37 finally arrived 2 weeks before my 62nd birthday. Thanks to my family's generosity and the lifting of COVID restrictions, I booked a session at the Wensleydale Railway. I'd visited the line on a number of occasions back in the early 1990s, when the final limestone trains ran between Redmire and Redcar, and a number of specials brought an end to passenger trains under British Rail. But thanks to the Wensleydale Railway Association, they resumed again in July 2003, running between Leyburn and Leeming Bar, the starting point for my driver experience. The station's workshop and sidings host a number of preserved rolling stock, including this Western Region bubble car Class 121, Britain's longest serving DMU for 57 years. Stabled in the platform is Crompton 33035, a BRCW Type 3, a similar build to the Type 2 Class 27s that operated in push-pull mode between Edinburgh and Glasgow, the last time Roy and I had enjoyed a cab ride together. Today we will be doing it again, 47 years later, and for the last time, as Roy was emigrating to Thailand. Our loco today is 37250, new to Cardiff Canton in December 1964 as D6950. It soon relocated to the northern regions and was often seen on Teesside in different liveries. Withdrawal came at Eastfield on the last day of 2007. It arrived here from the Eden Valley Railway at Warkop in November 2011, bursting into life again on the 30th of March 2012. It's now one of the few mainline locos remaining at the railway, regularly operating along the current running section between Scruton and Leyburn, on a line that once connected Northallerton and Garsdale. My driving instructor is John Mallam, ably assisted by guard George Stevens, and once the coach and stock has been repositioned by 03144, we'll be off. We don't have any coaches today, and because of the automated crossing of Bedale Road just up ahead, John is in charge, for now. The Wensleydale Railway has many stored Pacer units after their 30 years in service on the national network ended in May 2021. John expertly eases us past the sidings, allowing me enough time to observe him in action before I take the helm 2 miles down the line at Bedale Station. I spent a brief few months working nearby during November and December 2013 at Co-Ingredients. The bottling factory's 3 large storage tanks mark its southern boundary as we approach the busy A1 road bridge. The recently ballasted track stretches from the road bridges to the road crossing, and a flashing white light ahead means we're safe to cross at a cautious 15 miles per hour. There's a noticeable change in the track condition now. No fresh ballast here, just the more established track bed that once carried those heavy limestone trains over 30 years ago. The ride becomes a bit more lively as we approach the residential dwellings of Askew on our right and the open North Yorkshire countryside on our left. After grabbing a few photos, it's my turn to sit in the driver's seat and take control of this 110-ton English electric beast. At last, my long wait is over. George has gone on ahead to open the road crossing gates, and John is explaining how to proceed, starting with a blast on the horn. Wow, I'm finally driving a Class 37. Now for the important bit, stopping.
Now just gently tether the brake. Okay, now push it right there. Put that fucking engine over. Wait for him to rejoin us. Alright, I'll come then. Oh, Mr. Jones, started brake. That's it. A little bit more power.
Now that I've got the stopping sorted, it's time to apply the power as we climb out of Bedale at 20 miles an hour.
Bear in mind you've got 1750 horsepower and 110 tons-ish.
We ain't going uphill here.
Oh yeah, well, a little bit. Not that much yet.
Alright. I'll make the lowest. Yeah.
Hopefully. Little 29 was in the scene yesterday.
Alright.
J27 in 40 nose out.
John often works this line as well as the North Yorkshire Moors Railway, and once again he shows me how to use the horn. There's a definite knack to it that I haven't mastered yet.
I'm going to do anything. It's like driving a car.
The throaty roar of the engine is best heard in the cab when passing under road bridges. We are once again out in the open countryside with rolling fields on either side of the track, and after a few minutes it's time to stop at the next manual crossing at the remote Crake Hall. This is the second of 3 manual crossings to negotiate during our trip, so there's plenty of opportunities for stopping and starting. As we slowly approach the stopboard, George once again prepares to head out to operate the crossing gates. He's young and enthusiastic enough to take all this exercise in his lengthy strides. My friendly conversation with John continues, and my horn technique is improving. There's lots of opportunities to practice due to the many ungated farm crossings along the way. This section of track is mainly straight, and we're soon passing over the country roads on bridges rather than level crossings.
Red Castillo complex. I was involved with that with a brown field. Right to the finish.
The perspective from a swaying cab is a sobering one. I feel a bit vulnerable as we rock and roll along the old track, high above the surrounding countryside. Now I'm just showing off. Just up ahead is the rather short and remote Finghall Lane station, where a small working party of volunteers pause their activities to watch our arrival. George clears our way before filming our departure on his mobile phone. Oops, bit early on the brake. Just a bit further, please. With George safely back on board, we're soon approaching the passing loop at Constable Burton, where 4 more Pacer units are being stored. Condition is definitely not at mainline standards, and Roy is struggling to keep the camera steady. And as for me, well, I'm having a blast. All too soon, and we're approaching Leyburn station. It's taken us an hour to drive the 10 miles from Leeming Bar. Time for the traditional driver's personal needs break. The station is closed to the public during our visit, so I'm able to get some special photos from many different angles, including trackside. The line I'm standing on continues west for 4 miles under the road bridge to Redmire. After our 20-minute break, it's time to change ends for the return run, or gentle counter to be more precise. However, John tells me it's all downhill now, so I'll be using the brake for most of the trip.
next time is go down, up, and you've got both your tones.
John continues to offer sound advice before allowing an impromptu photo stop for some more unique trackside footage. The brake handle is constantly utilised to check our speed as we freewheel downhill to Beedale, stopping again at Finghall Lane station gates.
This is some option, otherwise it's try and go at the end of the path. See if that makes. You alright, George?
The gates at Craighall have been opened by John's colleague, so it looks like George can have an extended rest.
Let it roll now.
Well, thank you very much for doing the gates for us.
It's obviously come over to swap cars. Yeah. There is the tender little one.
The sight of the outer distance signal means it's time to prepare for our final crossing stop at Beedale.
This signal is not a signal in the sense of signal. It's basically a signal to indicate the crossing is being operated. Please go across. There you go, George.
About half a mile walk.
Get yourself through. You want to be right under the platform.
My driving lesson is now over. Did I enjoy it? Well, that smile says it all. Time to rejoin the team for a cab ride back to Leeming Bar, with John once again in the driver's seat.
With the fire engine, might have been sat with it.
Well, Sam does ambulance fire and police now, doesn't he?
Does he? Oh,
Yeah.
And Ross does it occasionally. Don't go falling out, George.
What?
Just don't go falling out.
Oh, well, that's stupid.
Ah, I've got the- flashing white light. When people buy them houses when they want the railway moving or not. It seems to be the way. People seem to buy houses then and try and get the very best to complain bitterly about what the railway does if they move past their house.
Off the phone, won't you? Off the phone.
Driver 0 uniform 02 Yes, we've got to. unique vehicle there.
Rail bus.
Yeah.
No animals were harmed in the making of this film, which afforded me a wonderful insight into the operating of a Class 37. After all, I am a big fan. Also included in the price is 1 year's membership of the Wensleydale Railway Association Trust, and a certificate to commemorate my fantastic experience that was made more rewarding by the kindness, friendliness and patience of all those involved. And special thanks go to Roy for sharing it with me and capturing it all on film.